Today, we're going to go over 7 things that you all need to know about collections. All right. So, this is a collection that's on your credit report, and it doesn't matter about the time frame. We're going to break down 7 things that most people do not know. Okay. So, number one, and that is paying a collection does not always remove it from your credit report. Okay. A lot of people don't know that. They think that if you pay a collection, it's going to instantly be removed. Some people don't know that is not the case. Okay. So here's the thing, it does not automatically disappear from the credit report. Now, you can request a removal. Now, there's quite a few ways to get collections removed. There's really the best 3 ways is going to either be working out some type of an agreement, also known as a pay for delete. Another option is disputing it and then it being removed. We're going to talk about that more here shortly. And then, of course, you're waiting the 7-year time frame. Okay. But in reality, many paid collections, okay, they can stay on the credit report unless they meet those categories that I just mentioned. Okay. If they don't meet those that criteria, then it will not happen just automatically. All right. So again, that's what you need to know. Now, this is why you need to know the difference between paying a collection and then getting a collection removed. You can do both. And if you want to go that route, then that means you're actually reaching out to the company that added it to your credit report in the first place. Okay. Because a lot of people, they think that they have to wait a certain amount of time. You don't. And there are plenty of companies out there that will allow you to get these removed. Okay. And by the way, if you're not sure what's holding your credit score back right now, we do have a free credit guide. For those of you who are watching on YouTube and Instagram, you guys can go ahead and download, scan the QR code right here, or you can go to park850.com, and TikTok. You guys can go ahead and click the link in the bio. Okay. Actually, that's TikTok and Instagram. You guys can click the link in the bio. So that's number one. Number two, pay collections. All right. They may help your credit score, but it's not going to help all credit scores. Now, a lot of people don't know that there's a new algorithm that has come out. Okay. Now, this new algorithm has been out for quite some time, and there are financial institutions, banks, credit unions that are using the new scoring model, and they're treating collections differently. Okay. So the short version is they're treating unpaid collections different than paid collections. Now, a lot of industries are still using older FICO models. No one forces any company to use a specific model. So if they want to still use an old model, that collection is still going to count against you after it's paid. We've been saying that for years. This is why you guys have seen so many people talk about collections in general and then say, hey, don't pay your collections. I'm not one of those people. However, you can build around a collection successfully. We'll talk about that at the end. All right. But this is why someone can pay off a collection and still wonder why their credit score barely moved. Because if you go to, let's say, a dealership and they're using an older scoring model, if they're using an older scoring model, it's still going to affect your credit score. However, if they're using any of the new models, FICO 10, FICO 10T, Ultra FICO, paid collections are not inside of the algorithm anymore. And people are not talking about that enough. All right. Number three, medical collections have different reporting rules than regular collections. Okay. So now a medical collection is essentially a collection that you get from the hospital or a collection company collecting on behalf of something that was medical related. So paid medical collections and medical collections that are under $500, they got to be under $500. They are not going to be on your credit report. Now, if they are on your credit report, because let's be honest, some collection companies, um, people may not know that this actually collecting on a medical collection. So, because most collection companies, they collect on various collections. So, if you have a collection on your credit report that you paid or that's under $500, regardless of who the company is, and it is medical related, it was a medical bill, hospital related, that is not supposed to be on your credit report. Okay. So that's why they're going to be treated differently. Now, it's going to be treated differently in general, to the credit cards, loans, and utility collections. This is why every collection you need to take a look at. Some of you all right now have these things on your credit report, but you're just letting it sit, or you're just disputing everything. Some things are legitimately not supposed to be there. All right. So now this is why every collection, you need to take a look at the type of collection, the amount of the collection, the date of the collection, and the reporting status of the collection before you take action. All right. Now, number four, the date on the collection account can confuse a lot of people. This is why, again, this is why we created the free credit guide so you all can see and understand what's holding your credit score back. Some of you all think that your credit score should be going up by a certain amount or a certain time. The problem is that if that's the case and you're not fully understanding what's holding your credit score back, this is why you need to get my free credit guide. All right. So Instagram and TikTok, go to the link in my bio. You can grab it for free. And of course, on YouTube, you guys can scan the QR code right here on your screen. All right. So now, many people, they look at what we call the date open. Okay. So now the date open is when they think the collection actually open, but that can mean a few different things. So you want to think like a 7-year clock. Okay. And so as collections get older, a lot of people don't know this, as they get older, they have a lower value. Okay. So the real reporting clock is usually tied to the original delinquency dates from the original account. This is why people say collections have so many errors, because a lot of them do. But let's be honest, a lot of times, for the most part, collections are accurate on the credit report. We just don't want them on the credit report. Okay. We'll talk about that in a second. But this matters because the collection agency cannot legally keep refreshing the account forever just because they bought the debt at a later date. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say you had an account with a company. That's number four, by the way. So if you had an account with a company and then you stop paying, you stop paying them, let's say in May of 2024. That is the first date of delinquency. Then they sell it to a collection agency. Usually that takes some time. Every company is going to be different. Some sell them faster, some sell them slower. So when that gets added to your credit report, when they finally add that and you see that open date, that's the incorrect date. It's the date of delinquency. Okay. Number five, a collection can hurt approvals even when your credit score is good. I'm going to say that again. Collections can affect your approvals even when your credit score is good. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get denied, but you can get denied. And here's why. Lenders do not only look at the credit score when they're reviewing your application, they may also look at unpaid collections, like we're talking about now, recent collections, your the collection balances. When you're looking for a home, they're looking at your collection balances. By the way, for all of my future homeowners out there, any collections that you have that are under $2,000, individual collections that's under $2,000, they are pretty much ignored. So a lot of people don't know that when they're going into home ownership. But here's the thing. This is why someone with a decent credit score, 650 or higher, 680 or higher, 720 or higher, can still get denied or still not get the best terms or be asked to pay off the collections before they get the final approval. I've had clients that have had to pay collections off and show proof of it just to close on the home, depending on their DTI or depending on how much the collection was. And we all know the game, right? So if you have a collection and then you're trying your best to get it removed, listen, some of you all have spent more money on trying to get the collection removed than to actually reach out to the company directly and see if you can negotiate that and ask for pay for delete. So number six, collections, they can come back on your credit report. People don't talk about this enough. Collections can come back on your credit report. Only the company that added the collection can remove the collection outside of the credit bureaus. Okay. Even if it's a court situation, the court still sends that to the credit bureaus. But this is why things get added back to credit reports. If it's accurate and you dispute it, which of course it gets removed, right? And dispute does not necessarily mean that everything's going to get removed, but that's one of the ways to do it. If that does happen, there's no guarantee that is going to get removed. But if it does happen and it's accurate, guess what? It can be back on your credit report. A lot of people don't know that. They say, "Oh, well, I pay this person to get it off my credit report," or I made some type of arrangement with this company. Again, the best way to make this happen is to make an arrangement with the company. Otherwise, you're going to see this is why a lot of things come back on credit reports. Okay. So again, I'm just making sure you're getting the right information. Now, number 7, collections can be sold to another company. A lot of times people say, well, they're not supposed to be sold to another company. Let me pause you all real quick. When you have a mortgage, when you buy a house, did you know that there's something called the secondary mortgage industry? The secondary mortgage industry, what they do is they sell loans all the time. So listen, let me know in the comments, just so people know I'm not lying. I'm saying this to say you didn't sign anything with the second company that bought your loan out. And how it works, this is how it works. When you close on a home, you have your original mortgage company that you pay every single month, essentially your mortgage. They can sell that loan, and it happens all the time. The average loan is sold twice within 10 to 15 years. Okay. So this is very common. When that happens, it's the old loan is paid off and the new one shows up on your credit report. Why does this matter, Calvin? Because you didn't sign anything that allows you, technically, you probably did in our closing documents that we didn't recognize. But essentially, it's being sold to another mortgage company. Collection companies can do this. It is nothing illegal. Stop listening to people that are not lawyers. Stop listening to people that don't know law. They heard things. But if you watch my YouTube videos, I've interviewed consumer lawyers that go to court on behalf of clients, and the other side of the courtroom, who's on the other side, is the collection company attorney. Okay. So again, this is from the people that are doing this on a regular basis. Go check that video out on YouTube. But either way, debt is sold all the time, like I mentioned, but people don't like it. Let's be honest. We don't like it when our collection company is sold to another company, because now we got someone that may be more aggressive or someone that may actually try to collect on the debt. Now, this also happens, like I mentioned, in mortgages, but only when it's sold. Okay. They essentially sell it to another company and they don't need your signature for that. So, again, this is one of the many reasons why you need to understand what is holding your credit score back. Some of you all think that collections are holding your credit score back when it could be something else. This is why you should grab my free credit guide to go ahead and find out for sure what is going on. Okay. So again, Instagram, TikTok, go to the link in my bio when you guys get done. All right. And grab my free credit guide right now. And YouTube, you guys can scan the QR code or go to park850.com. Now, if you want more information, that's how you want to do that. Now, also, too, some of you always may say, Calvin, I need you more. Can I have you all look at my credit report and tell me exactly what I need to do? I want to buy a home this year. I want to sell my home this year. I want to go from one apartment to another apartment. I want to lower my car payment. I want to get a higher limit credit card. I want to build a better relationship, or build a relationship in general with a stronger bank, a stronger credit union, for ideas or moves I want to make later down the line. Listen, we've helped thousands of people nationwide accomplish their credit goals. Okay. So if you want to learn more about becoming an 850 Club member, again, Instagram, TikTok, go to the link inside the bio, and YouTube, go ahead and go to park850.com. And you're going to see where it says become an 850 Club member, and you all can learn more about the 850 Club. All right. So again, this is me here. Now I'm also going to make a short on this, and we're going to go ahead and get that posted today as well too. That way, if you guys want to get a more condensed version, you guys be able to check that out as well. All right. But we'll see you all on the next video.